What's up, everybody, and welcome back to our tabletop section here with me and Oscar. Of course, we have today decided to feature Joltik Box versus Raging Bolt. Typically, this is a matchup where Raging Bolt has a tiny bit of favoritism towards itself. Now, cooking up a little bit, Oscar, you try to fix that a bit. How so?
I tried to implement like a couple changes to Joltik Box to make this a little more favorable while also having a better matchup spread overall. I think I included the Counter Catcher and Defiance Band in the deck. The main reason for the Defiance Band is that we can KO Ogopons, Latias, and Fizz with Galvantula because of the Defiance. So like when I play against Raging Bolt, like if they Prime Catcher one of my two prizes, I can evolve my active Joltik into Galvantula, and then we have Defiance Band and Counter Catcher like as an extra out to taking a 2-prize KO with the Galvantula. So that's what we're going to showcase in this video and see if it works.
So yeah, it's pretty good specifically this matchup too. Of course, since you can break that 7-prize trade in. I'll take tails, please. Off cam was a heads. All right. Guess you want to go second?
Yeah, I want to go second.
Of course you will. I mean, as a Raging Bolt going blind...
You will go blind first, right?
I'll go blind first every single time with Raging Bolts. And then if I know the matchup... Yeah, you go blind second, but like there's barely any matches you want to go first anyway, where with this, it's a bit of a different thing.
Yeah. So let's see if we have a playable hand here. I got a mulligan.
All right, I don't.
Do you have a playable hand?
Well, it gets increasingly, there's a better odds that I have a playable hand if I get a mulligan, right?
Yeah. I also think this matchup is interesting because of the rise of popularity in Joltik Box, and now that Raging Bolt just won, this is going to be like a matchup that's going to be played a lot at regionals.
Yeah, like coming into the next couple of regionals, we got Portland, Oregon, we got Bologna, we got, well, Utrecht coming up next weekend. From when we're recording, and then of course NAIC, but NAIC is a different format in terms of rocket stuff coming out, so it's gonna be different. Took the mulligan, draw for turn. Start off with the vessel. And the question here is if I do X, Y, or C here, I could foreseeably do.
My hand is very interesting.
Grass fighting. Vessel. Fighting. Grass.
So.
Double vessel is always when I start off.
Right now you don't know what you're playing against, actually.
Technically not, no. Although we did kind of.
But you always want to do that in case of a Budu, right?
Yeah, it's like get both colors of energy out and make sure that I can draw additional cards. The teal dance is always nice. So I'll do that. And we'll go Fan Call. Hoot, 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 hoot. Noctowl. There's a bit of a difference in terms of me and Labellacist. Of course, Labella played triple Teal Mask Gripon, whereas I always like to go 4 in terms of just the consistency of having actual Altera Pokemon in play.
Exactly.
Because otherwise you're going to suffer a bit. I figure that's like pretty nice to do in most matchups, actually. If I can do that.
Yeah, I think it's safe against anything.
It's safe against anything to do that, and especially if like go Purdue, then that's actually even pretty decent versus Dragonbolt, so pass.
So I will draw. Thankfully, that was a supporter I could use, otherwise it's going to be very interesting. Ave. So in this case I'm looking for rescue board, so I don't have to find Latias and get an attachment down. My other option will be, let's see, nest ball here. So a nest ball from Miraidon. Touch the board. And Miraidon. Joltik, of course. And in this case, you have the Raging Bolt. There's no big bolt right now. So I'm gonna charge Miraidon for sure, but what else am I gonna charge here? Looking at my hand, I could charge a hand. So I think that's what I'm gonna do here. So I'll retreat. And I'm gonna use a Joltik charge. So I'm not scared of my Miraidon getting KO'd, but I probably should be. How can I do this? So we have this as an option. I'll charge. I think I'm just gonna do 2 on each. And then it will be your turn.
Sure thing. Your turn. This could actually get decently interesting by the looks of things.
Because if he attacks with Raging Bolt, I have this.
We'll go Teal Dance first. We can most definitely go Noctowl. The question then becomes for what? Because that's what we're always talking about. I kind of have to extend into 2-price knockout this turn.
You can try and go at 1 price with the Raging Bolt.
Doesn't sound like a good plan, man. Just being honest here.
See what happens.
I'd rather not.
Usually this game is decided very early, but this one maybe will be some little more interesting.
Best Ultra Ball.
Yeah.
Retrieval. Those 2. Vessel.
Is that your third vessel?
Third vessel indeed.
Nice.
Look at that. Another grass. Go back in deck. Then we get the Ultra Ball for the lightning. I'm also going to go ahead and toss the Fess.
Not the Fess.
Well, speaking of, I might not just not toss the Fess in this case, because actually it makes more sense to toss the grass. Go Noctowl again, Jewel Seeker. Because that'll get me the Prime Catcher and the Nest Ball. Use the Nest Ball for Slitherwing.
No, not the Slitherwing. That can be a little annoying.
What the Slitherwing could do for me in this case is just provide a 1-price attacker.
Yeah, that can KO.
I'll take out your hands in this case.
No. I think Miraidon is the correct, right?
No, no way. Like, if I wasn't damaging myself, sure. But anyhow, we'll Sada, Lightning, Fighting, Lightning, draw free. Then we'll just move this a little tiny tad up.
Area 0 incoming?
Yes, sir. Area 0 there. Mew, Fess, Ogre Pawn, Prime. Yeah, Burning Turbulence takes a knockout.
Yeah, this gets KO'd. Promote a free retreater. Draw for turn. So, what is the correct thing to do here? I want to take 2 prizes with a 1-pricer here, but given these circumstances, it looks a little hard to do. Actually, I can go this route with the. So I think I want to do that. I'll use Earthen Vessel on a boss before using the Fizz in this case. Find a lightning. And a grass.
Gosh.
God bless you.
Thanks, bud.
So the reason I'm using the vessel before Fizz is because I don't want to draw any of these. I want to draw something else. So I'm gonna Fizz. 3. Nice. That's some decent nice things. I'm gonna attach to Mirror. And I am going to see, I have a boss here, so I'm probably gonna just boss the 2 energy one. Yeah, you have how many cards in hand?
I've got 5.
Yeah. I could take the Fizz out because then it would be harder for you to establish. But you're just gonna trade me with maybe this?
Could also potentially, well...
Yeah, I'm taking the Fizz, yeah.
Sure. Could also potentially like go double attach on that one.
Yeah, but that's fine because then you're leaving something I can KO with the Joltik.
Oh, true. True.
So, should I bench anything else in case of Judge? I'm benching this. And then I will take a KO. Actually, wait 1 sec.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use the Miradon as well.
Oh yeah, Finning's winning.
I should actually have used that before the Fizz too.
Oh, you're right about that. Yeah. Especially like if you're actually looking to actively get cards out of your deck. Sure. 100%.
That's a noob mistake from my side. I'm taking the KO now.
From you. Deal dance. So right at 120, 150, 180, 210. So if I can just, if I want to take a knockout, I could. Just do that way. I think that honestly sounds like a pretty swell option. So Nest Ball. Again, Finning. Go ahead and get the bolt.
All right. Yeah, I didn't want to KO this because then we had Fizz and then we already hit it.
Yep.
And then you had Fizz the rest of the game too. So now it's harder for you to get it back. Now you need a Night Stretcher.
Stretcher the grass.
Yeah, and you don't have the pen space because of the raging.
Test return. And yeah, I will deal, well, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. Yeah.
So, Bravery Charm on that would have been nice, but I didn't have that option. Draw.
There's also a case of like hitting it, right? Where like you're under pressure and you have to continuously find cards.
Exactly. I'm gonna Fizz. No, actually, this time I'm gonna look to use my Rider first.
This time. I think you can still just spin -2 because like you don't care about what you have benched as additionals.
No, not with Area 0 on play either.
No, exactly. Because you'd still have space for like an eventual Mew or some sort like that.
Exactly. So, this. Still no Ultra Ball. But I think I'm good. Attach 1 sec. First of all, I'm gonna Arven here. Just gonna find the charm. And Ultra Ball.
Sure.
So I'll use Ultra Ball to fin Leaves and a Pika.
Pika Leaves.
For Galvantula. Shit. Blood Moon.
Yeah, bro. Try to attack with Blood Moon now.
No, no way. It really doesn't matter where I attach the charm. because you're gonna KO. If you have boss, you win.
Yeah.
But in this case, I mean, and somehow it showcases that you can do this without using a boss.
True. Yeah, just that in nitty gritty, like I get to turn 2 like everything.
Yeah. Like if you played Iron Bottle, what would I promote? This one would get KO'd, this one wouldn't. But I'll charm this in case, because it doesn't have weakness. And then I will KO this.
You know what? You're right. Because I'll draw and go boss. I'll stick it with this.
I had to take the chance that you didn't have it.
Of course you did.
When it was a one-off.
Like it gets to show it. Like I hit everything there that I needed to.
But yeah, when you don't have any Noctowl established, you would have a hard time finding the boss. What was my idea?
Exactly, but you have the rest of the set to prove it works.
Yeah, I have. And I'm gonna go second again.
Sure thing. Let's see if I hit everything again then.
Ideally, I want to attack with Galvantula the first time you take a pressure, so you have to gust twice.
Yeah. Because Joltik's going to be in the active. That was...
Because then you wouldn't be able to boss twice.
Yeah.
After.
The worst part about it, if I take my first 2 prizes with Slither Wing and you still hit into Slither Wing, then I'm like, free.
Then it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, because then I can just knock you out with Raging Bolt and not care.
Exactly. So I need gust as well. That's why we're playing the extra counter catcher.
Yeah. Like it kind of gets to break the situation. That's even like good in mirror as well, because like you can break that situation where like it's typically in these kinds of like aggro mirrors, sort of aggro matchups that the one to take for 2 prizes wins.
Exactly.
So I'll draw for turn.
Yeah. What are you having?
Speaking of Teal Dance, we can get to Ultra Ball that.
I mean, having Teal Mass in active, that's why you play 4, right?
True.
It's just the best starter, as well as Fang Rotom.
Yeah, Phantom and Teal Mask are the best. That's why I like playing 4. Some people are playing Ditto. I just dislike the Ditto because it's only like useful turn 1. Definitely get this too. And I'll get the Fat Hoot. Yeah, but like there's a lot of times where, you have this hand, like if you start everything, then Ditto like is fine. Because you essentially then play 59 cards, which is a big advantage. But in any other case...
I mean, if you don't use it turn 1, right?
Yeah, if you don't use it turn 1, it's a dead card. It's just messing you up. So I'll bench a double Hoot Hoot. And what else? I don't think there's anything else that I wish to do. I'm missing the vessels from last game, but yeah, pass.
Draw. Okay, so we have the Arlen. That's the most important card. Turn 1. And I hopefully have a rescue board. Yes, I have the rescue board. Such a key card in this scenario. So I'll take the rescue board. And then this ball. Rhydon, Joltik, and hands. So, just quickly look. I have this. I have that. Yeah, perfect. Retreat. Touch. And I'll Joltik charge.
Sure.
So, what is the smartest thing to load up here? You can Slither Wing anything here, which can be an issue. I think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, but like if I want to Slither Wing, it's not the move to discard a lightning energy. Had this been a fighting, this would have been good.
I think I'm just gonna leave 1 up here. I'll do 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here.
Sure.
Yeah, because then Crispin can load up either one of these two. And I can always... Yeah, I can Crispin anything.
And choke upon. Jewel Seeker. Grab the judge.
No, not the judge.
And the nest. Is it on nest?
Mm-hmm.
For Raging Bulk.
Okay, so with you grabbing the judge, you're telling me you're not taking at least 2 prizes this turn.
I mean, unless I'm cheating. Probably not. Play down the area 0. I'll play down me, you as an additional benched. And what I can do here is that I'll prematurely retreat into Phantom. Because then I can get to play the energy retrieval. This gives me that additional card off Teal Dance. Attach. And judge.
Judge. I had a very good hand to respond to that KO. Now I have to hit it again.
You kind of have to hit it Crispin.
Yeah.
If you hit it Crispin, you're like, okay. What I'm trying to build up to is like you need double Crispin 2 turns.
Yeah. But if you take a 1 pricer here, I am happily just getting a Crispin and KOing you with hands.
Yeah, and if I KO back with Slitherwing, that's like kind of the target that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That is correct.
So I'll Teal Dance for a second time. Speaking of Crispin, I'm just happy to toss mine.
That's valid.
1 fighting, 2 fighting. Vessel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might just grab the 2 grass, because I already got the lightning and the Venom, so...
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Not that I need much else. Then I'll go for some Assault Lightning.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Joltik.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Draw. So my hand's interesting here. Kinda wanna get Fest down just to have that draw power all game. I have my Crispin. That's the key. I'm not scared of any removal of the stadium, so I'm just gonna also ball. Just 2. So we can get some card draw established. And while I'm at it, going to tandem unit to Finn.
Sure.
Do you want to take a second hand? Yeah, might as well. Just to Finn. Don't want to draw it. I will go back. I'm keeping this, playing the Crispin.
Ah, darn it. Hope you whiffed it.
No.
I gotta give it quite the advantage early.
I have a stadium in hand, but I'm just gonna save it.
Because otherwise, like, I'm discarding Noctowl, and then any Night Stretcher is just gonna be like KO with Slitherwing, which is... That's like the biggest issue you can stare down right now, is that if I Slitherwing, you're like, well, yikes.
You? 2. Nice. Yeah. And I'm gonna aim you.
Sure thing. I'll promote the Mew from out back. Draw. Teal Dance. And Teal Dance. Well, speaking of Noctiles, we got the Ultra Ball.
And the good thing here is that if you take a 2-Riser here, you go down to 3, making both my Prime and Countercatcher as valid options to just gust around.
True.
Have like an extra out.
So Noctile for double Nest Ball, I think. Get double Nest Ball will be. Not gonna shuffle it because that's BMing.
Come at me.
Truly, I will be playing double Nest Ball for Slitherwing and for Pheasantipity.
Seems about right. Seems about right.
Seems pretty decent.
I miss my Fizz. But I can win without trust.
Trust you win without it? I don't think so, man. I'll test return onto Slitherwing and use Restart for 1. And then we can get this auto. Because I fighting, lightning. There's a good old attack of Zeraora.
True.
1, 2, and 3. And get a bunch of additional Hoot Hoots and Fest for free. Vessel away the fighting. Just trying to fin some pieces, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Case
going
of
to
an Iono, I guess.
Iono being sticky and stuff like that is kind of annoying. Like
But
if you
looking
do
at my-
Iono next turn, you're not going to do that.
No, because I'm not attacking.
Yeah. But it goes back to the sentiment of like looking at how can I lose from this spot, right?
Yeah.
Because here I'm like putting on immense amounts of pressure. You need Crispin plus Countercatcher, so Burning Turbulence.
Yeah. Promote this. Draw for turn. So first off, I'm gonna start with Miraidon. See what I can fin. I had the option to fin a Yalty, but that, I don't think that's correct to do.
It kind of goes into my price trading, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. I have a super on hand, I'm gonna use it, but let's just check my energies first. Okay, so what I need to win here is probably like just Blood Moon and Countercatcher. I have everything in my deck, I just need to hit it. So I'll use the Super Rat here. Just for the energy. Psychic energy, I set the fairy out. Then I'm going to Ultra Ball. And I'm gonna find, could just find Blood Moon. But then you can stick it in active. Rather just find that.
What need would it be for me to just stick it in the active, though?
If I remove this and you can like use a baby ball when my Blood Moon is inactive.
Ah, yeah. Then I can like two-shot stuff.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna bomb the stadium now.
Bumpy to bump. So, first of all, I'll get rid of double Noctile. But then the third one is the kind of issue here. Because I want all of them.
While you add it, I'm just gonna use it.
Yeah. But like, I don't think, like, you're not playing Iono this turn, and the odds of me actually getting anything out of this Mew is like minuscule at this point. So discard Mew.
Taking out a Charm. Using Crispin. It's definitely gonna be the Pikachu KO.
Yeah, so attach with Crispin and Lightning, and then attach from hand, yes.
And I have the Charm. And where does it even matter? Just on Latias here. So now is the restart. I need to draw a Countercatcher or Prime. And hopefully Jesper gives me one of each.
Did I cut it here? All right, we'll cut one card. We'll cut this. Oh, it wasn't the thing. No.
3.
All right, one at a time. One at a time. All right.
No.
Oh. Oh man.
So what are we taking here? Probably the Fez. Everything else is not scary. I can also just take the Raging Bull, making it harder to attack against me. Taking the Raging Bull. And then I'm KOing you with Pikachu.
Sure.
Thank you for cutting one card, actually.
Yeah, this is what the one card cut helped because this is quite a sticky one because
now I still have Prime as well.
Still Prime left
because it was the counter catch I drew.
Since I don't play Braver Charm in this, I can't like kind of get around.
This is a good card. You have to play it.
Gotta play it?
You have to play it.
Kind of like the only thing I can do is like spawn a Raging Bolt, kill, like knock out your Mew, and then hope it works. Start with the Ogre Pawn. Draw. Yeah. I'll Town Store just to take a look.
See, now I'm in the same position you were in game 1. But just now it's my turn to just have the boss in hand and win next turn probably. Unless you do something interesting.
Describe the term interesting.
Actually, the only reason I'm saying interesting is because I don't know what you're gonna do.
Oh, I got something like... No, that would leave me at 1. That would leave me at 1. Like, I could have gone up and, like, Burning Turbulence and promote something, but...
Yeah, do that.
No, that wouldn't help.
You can go up and just begin discarding my cards and hope you find the Prime.
Yeah, but, like, the Latias being down is actually annoying that part, because then I could have, like, drawn up, like, your hands and, like, start to stomp. Fez.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I didn't find the Blood Moon now.
Yeah.
Just put it more nicely here.
Tilliance.
Come on, show me what you got.
I'm searching for bolts. Place auto.
Yeah.
Fighting. Lightning. 1, 2, 3. Attach from hand. Ultra Ball. Squawk. Rotom.
Finning is winning.
Finning is winning indeed.
Yes, by cutting my deck is winning.
I just like this is where I'm saying I stopped cutting people at tournaments, and then they start doing funny stuff, and I have to start cutting again.
Always cut your opponent's deck.
Always, just don't not Oscars though. It's like I have to take it.
Yeah, Mew is the correct because I draw less.
Otherwise, like all of this just goes wrong. Jamming Tar.
No, I needed that. Finn.
I should like to keep the energy on. No, everything's within one range, so...
Now I actually can't Defiance you with me right on, right?
I actually can't? Yeah, because of Jamming Tar, yeah.
Yeah.
Shutting off an option I didn't even go for.
That's the Fizz. But if I bench that...
If you bench that, you can't, well, then you kind of have to get both Stadium and Blood Moon.
But what Stadium, though?
The one you don't have an extra. Well, you don't need Stadium and Blood Moon.
I need to see your gusting options here.
So if you bench Fez, you need...
Prime Crispin?
Prime Crispin, Stadium Crispin, although you don't have that Stadium Crispin plus Defiance Band in that case.
But you have
Prime
used
Crispin.
Prime and you have used no boss.
Just a Prime, yeah.
I also have the option to just draw Clefairy, but I didn't have the bench space. Is this the case? I filled these earlier. I'm gonna get punished for that. I needed to leave an extra bench space open.
All in.
No. I got my Crispin, but I didn't get the Prime. Oof. I'm getting punished by playing what is supposed to be. You kind of just show
that card. Like, that could just be the Prime Catcher. Defiance, though. Alright.
I don't think there's anything I can do here. I punished myself. Actually, what I could have done, instead of attacking with Pikachu, I should have attacked with Miraidon, right? If I attacked with Miraidon, you had to kill the Miraidon. And if you had to KO this, I would have my Mew.
Yeah.
Now I can't do anything. So this is a great showcase that you can play this deck badly.
Yeah, it's like I got the boss and Noctowl.
Yeah.
Like if you Iono'd me, I would draw that.
Mm-hmm.
That from top. So like there's not much like if you Iono'd.
So what you can take away from this is that be careful about thinning, because if you don't have the bench space, what are you going to do?
The second part of it is also like if you tossed up Pikachu and Iono'd, I would just been like, okay, Sada to Slitherwing, Bolt, Retreat, and KO.
What if instead of attacking with Pikachu, I went up with Miraidon?
Yeah, because then I had to knock it out, and you would have Mew's extra.
Yeah, because if you didn't target this, then it would get active again because it can't attack next turn.
Yep.
So if you KO'd Mew, I would always have boss in hand, and if you KO'd this, I would have the Mew as an extra option to draw more cards.
I would always just need to take the attacker out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And make sure that I could do that. So, yeah, you would have the Mew in play in that case, but it also just goes to show like.
Don't fin with every zero. You're gonna get punished when he plays down.
Yeah, because but you counter it with Town Store first, right? And it's like it's a double-edged sword because like you're playing down a jamming tower to get stuff out of your deck. Meanwhile, then I would be able to punish with the jamming tower after the Town Store to be like, well, what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
And like you have to sit with the specific, Nest Ball for Saluna or Saluna itself. There was a lot of stuff that could happen.
I finned these two when Area Zero was in play. I don't think that was like I needed the counter catcher to even be in the game, I guess, but maybe it was too risky to bench them because when I bench them, I bench like myself from Fizz and an attacker. That would be easy to get down, right? Yeah,
but like the thing about it is just like it's also the point-something% that you can actually. I think there's actually true percentage points you get by benching them.
It's very
because we can always discuss like if you had not hit the counter catcher, you would not have been in the game for that.
That's true. That's a good factor, right?
So you have to be thinking like short-sighted and be like, well, I need counter catcher right now. I have to do everything in my power, and then later you have to be like, well, I did this because I had to do this.
Yeah.
So not necessarily it's a mistake. I think it's actually right thing to do with the situation given.
We can also do it halfway. Like instead of finning 2 Pokemon, I could fin 1.
Yeah.
Because then I would still have Fizz and an extra bench space for like Clefairy or Blood Moon, and then I had Crispin as well. Clefairy would have been clean KO on active.
True that.
So, yeah, it's interesting. I definitely think I could have played that a lot better.
But I give you a last shot. So I reckon you want to go second again?
You want to give me a last shot?
I'll give you one last shot.
Okay, I'll go second again. This time I'm gonna see if I can play the easiest deck in the format a little better.
I mean, it's the easiest whenever you draw stuff, right? And whenever you draw everything you need.
I got badly punished for playing it badly.
True. And I got greatly rewarded for just playing the cards I had.
Exactly. Nice. You are doomed.
I'm not too sure about that. So Wiz the Judge can become in. Start that. Alright, best of luck. Draw.
It's a Phantom start. It's good.
It's another time where I can just teal dance. Fan call. Hoot, hoot, owl.
Okay, let's go.
Get the squad assembled. Go ahead.
Draw. So I have the energy for Joltik. Interesting hand. I can play down Downstar and thin one card before using PTCG. But is it worth it though?
Especially, but
Kinda wanna just save the Downstar. There's not a tool that I desperately need right now. No, I'm gonna use PTCG first. If I hit Crispin, maybe I wanna test something else. No supporter. Let's see, now it's gonna get interesting. I mean, I still have Pokemon I can load up. So, hands, Clefairy, attach. If I attach Bravery Charm to my active, you can still do 70 to me, but then you can play down jamming later if I don't evolve.
Yep.
I think that's scary. Mew. Bravery Charm here. For the sake of doing it, I'm just gonna save it just in case. Draw 2. Okay. I will use Joltik Charge. 2, 3, 4. And need to see if I have it. Yeah.
Alright.
Do it like this.
2 lands. I'm gonna go juice Jewel Seeker.
So with this board, I think I have a good answer to most things you're doing, especially when you have 4 benched. With 5 benched, I can do 200, and with Defiance, which I always have access to, maybe I shouldn't have attached. I think I'm okay, no matter what.
Castle Bolts. Get the fighting.
Yeah. You're not that hype about your hand, is it bad?
I was trying to figure out the best way of playing it.
That makes sense.
May have overcooked, may have not overcooked. Jewel Seeker.
Oh god. My worst nightmare.
Vessel Prime. Nest.
I hate that slithering. In this case, it just shows how much better it is than the Koraidon because you can initiate with Koraidon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to initiate as much as I can here.
Yeah, because if it was a Miraidon, not a Miraidon, Koraidon, then you have to attack with something else first. I mean, perfect case would be just attacking with Slithering into Koraidon, right? In some cases.
Yeah. Start up.
Here we go again.
Yeah, knocking out him seems pretty swell.
Oh, I don't think so.
Give me your hands.
I like hands.
Burning Turbulence.
Alright, so now we have to hit a lot of things again. Draw. That's definitely not on my checklist.
Not your bingo card.
So I have to bench this because we need to draw cards now. This. Yeah. Touch. Town store.
Right.
Defiance.
Time to draw a counter catcher
everything.
Garmantula.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps you alive.
If I do that, I think I'm in a good spot.
You still need to follow up a bit.
Yeah, but Lilith Cafari is just one attachment, right? Come on, let's go. One cut.
No.
And I can't use my middle, so I'm just gonna draw 2.
I have learned.
That's definitely not what I wanted. Fuck. What am I gonna do? It seems so bad to go up on the Joltik charts again. Okay, I'll try something here.
Sure.
Going to Boss Noctowl.
Noctua.
Treat. And then a Joltik charge. And you can go.
Just wait to see where.
Because then we can attack.
Sure, draw off turn. Well, I mean,
Please have a bad hand. You also have to counter catch your key card.
Ultra Ball, Lightning, Nest Ball.
That gives away that you have a way to retreat.
Or maybe I'll just get a way to retreat.
Maybe.
Get the Fan on him.
I hope I can buy a turn here.
Better start hoping a bit more. Sada. I do have 2 energies, but I'm just going to take the lightning only.
Yeah. No, no. No, don't show it. No. But you're only taking 1 prize. Yeah, maybe I can come back from that.
I'll go back in deck actually, because I think I got more. It's more where it came from.
I'm doomed. Yeah, you establishing all of the support Pokemon doesn't help me.
Not at all. Test return.
Mm-hmm. You're going up with the Ogre.
The Ogre Pawn. It's a Beam Retrieval, Jamitar, and Counter Catcher.
Yeah.
Get to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Teal Dance. Ogre Pawn. Teal Dance. Festivity.
Okay, this board state is doomed.
Yeah. Maybe leaf shower?
Draw. A Crispin. What a lovely card to draw. So, what are the options here? I'm gonna do this. I don't want to use Crispin on anything here. Draw one, because I want to get a Pikachu down with an energy. Use this. Arven. I think this is another game without Pheasant deck.
Love that. Absolutely love it.
I want you to respond with that, then I can do this. What are the options even? Do I have any options though? That's even the question. Blood Mooning Ogerpon doesn't seem that bad, but Blood Mooning Raging Bolt seems even better. I think I'm just gonna aim for that though. Raging Bolt. Just trying something here. Whatever I'm gonna do is a little doomed.
Yeah, sure.
Just a touch. KO.
Mount Mew. Draw. Tail Dance.
Hope you don't have a Raging Ball in there. I'm doomed.
Setup. Just the fighting. Fetch. Fess. This is pretty decent board state.
You think so? I think it's over for me.
There's two options here. Like I can force a Gust Study. Like you already used a counter catcher. Have you used your prime yet?
Nope.
Maybe not.
But you basically checkmated me.
Basically, yeah. Because like even regardless if I attack with Slitherwing or that, like this is 150 on its own. Nice. I don't have access to Jamming Tower, but like I can knock out the Mew with a Gust, so still just do that to activate Fess.
But the interesting part is what you're gonna discard from.
I think I'll take.
Yeah, you don't need Slitherwing, I guess. Last one. Yeah.
Let's follow there.
Draw. Oh, don't have any options here. You have not. You don't have any. What's it called? Latios down. Gonna fizz first here. If I kill this 4, 5, 6, 7. You need one energy and then you just KO me with that one. If you have a Sada in hand, you just Sada game. My options are limited, right?
If you knock me out with Clefairy, then
Yeah, then you attach one energy.
150, 180, 210. Yeah, one energy.
And is there anything else I can do? Oh, I have a funny play. Okay, look at this.
You want to go Bellowing Thunder me?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'll try. Maybe it's gonna work. Bellowing thunder, you.
I still just need 8 energy.
No. Trust.
Oh, vessel.
Trust.
Lightning. I get more than one just to make sure I can't do bad math. Night stretcher.
If I had charm on it, what would have happened?
What would have happened?
I didn't even have one left.
If you have charm on that, I'll just go.
Oh no. Bad Dick Friday.
Ogre Pawn turn into a machine there.
Yeah.
Like this slow background build up. But like I can definitely see the idea of it. It's just like
Countercatcher was key.
Countercatcher was really key,
game, right?
yeah.
And me probably playing better would also have been key.
At least in the second game for sure.
Yeah, this is the 3 interesting cards I play.
Yeah, otherwise it's a quite typical Joltik just apart from that.
Yeah, everything else is normal key cards. And yeah, this was the idea, and it worked, I think, because I took some chaos with Galvantula, trying to keep up. Yeah. But when you draw everything, it's just like, we're just behind. Like,
I get to go around, especially when I do like the turn 2 Slitherwing thing.
If you do turn 2 Slitherwing, and I can respond in the same caliber with turn 2, my turn 2, Galvantula Countercatcher.
Yeah.
And then I can follow it up again the next turn. Then I'm in a good position.
But then again, the consistency of Joltik Box usually doesn't allow you to do that, whereas it just turns into kind of like a rat race where Raging Bolt with Noctiles is better suited in terms of like searching options and all that. So,
and the only thing I can do is just draw manually. And when Fizz is priced as well, it doesn't help anything.
Yeah. So that was the showcase of this. Like the combo worked out pretty okay, apart from the event. Like just getting the setup afterwards, we did see some rough hands from the Oscar. So it definitely is a work in progress, but it's definitely something that could show. So thank you all for watching, and yeah, go and check out our other content out and have a good day.